Hello everyone, my name is SiC and welcome back to Factorio. My first goal of today is going to be automating some underground belts and some splitters. So we're going to have to get some resources off of these belts. Primarily, let's start with underground belts because they're the easiest to do, and for that we're going to need iron plates and we're going to need transport belts. So that is pretty easy. All we really need to do is we need to have some splitters. We need to have some underground belts, then we should definitely make some room for those things as well to pop up over here. Let's see. We can make some room this way, I feel. Right, and the splitters went over here. Right, so we're going to put down a splitter in here. Actually no, it's going to have to go up by one. My bad. The reason for that is because well, you'll see. Once you place this thing over here, I'm going to have to turn it over to the side a little bit so we can have room for the start of our underground belt. And we cannot go 5 wide, we can only go 4 wide. Ah, another research has finished. Let us see. Lab research speed 1, that is going to be fine. Alright, so then we're going to need another splitter, which we will place down over here. And my idea is that we're going to start doing this over in this area right there. So we can drag this over or down, I suppose. And we'll drag it down like this. We don't need to have a double row of a production stuff like we have over here. I think this is going to be a fairly limited thing that we are going to build. So we will, let's see. That's too far away. Let's build one over here. And another one over there. I think 2 is going to be more than fine. So we're going to have to place some inserters. And of course we're going to have some long-handed inserters as well to get to the far belts. And this one will be set to making underground belts. And then we're going to need, let's see, 2 boxes. Over here and here. When we have a lot of inserters. Definitely very nice to have. And then we're going to limit these iron chests to a single slot each, I think. Right, and we can link this up like so, that's fine. Right, so now we can grab this stuff from here whenever we want it, or whenever we need it, and later on these boxes, or these chests, they're going to be provider chests, so that they can interact with the logistical network, which means that robots can get to them, and they can be brought over to where we need them. Right, next up is iron plates and transport belts. We already have that stuff. All we really need is electronic circuits over here as well. And we can get that stuff over here pretty easily as well. Well, let's see. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to have to put these things together onto the same belt. Right, we're going to have to go for an underground belt, I think. Turn those things around. And that way, let's see, we will have 2 more iron chests. Let's place them down like so. And then we can have 2 machines over here. The required inserters. And we're going to have 2 long-handed inserters as well. Actually, we should probably make 2 fast inserters for this one, because we're going to need 4 or 5 from both of these things. So that is a... oh, we ran out of transport belts. Interesting. Let's grab some off the belt. There we go. This should sustain us for a little while. Yeah, we're going to need 4 or 5 of both of these things. So this stuff will be a little bit quicker this way. Alright, let's do it like this. These chests will be set to a single slot each as well. We will, oh, we needed the blue things for this one. Alright, that's pretty easy. We already did the lab research speed as well. I suppose we will get started on steel furnace research. And now we will set this to be making splitters. But of course we're still going to need these green computer chips. So we will use our last underground belt. We will run this up. Oh crap. Not like that. Alright, and we can turn it over into this direction. And we could go around, but I don't really feel the need to. Let's go underground. And then we will run this up. Like so. Alright, so now that this stuff is limited, we can now run over to this location whenever we need it. And yeah, that's quite useful, I think. Let's see, let's get some lights over here as well, because I love to have lights around the place, so we can see what we're doing. From now on, we can just run over here and, you know, get 34, get 66. Same thing with the splitters, we already have 12 now. Later on, like I said, when we have robots, this will be a lot easier. Alright, so what is next? What else do we need? Well, I think one of the things that we're going to need is automatic production of stone bricks. Because we're going to need them for walls, we're going to need them for floors, and so on and so on. Luckily, we already have quite a big supply of stone over here. So all we really need is a smeltery, and I think we can do a smeltery right here. I think that will be absolutely fine. That does mean, however, that we're going to need stone furnaces. For that, we're going to need some more stuff. We're going to need 20 altogether. And let's see how this works out. As usual, we're going to need two of these things. Like so. That will be fine. But then we need to make sure that this all works out the way we need it to. Alright. So that was done quite quickly. We can do concrete as well. Concrete is a lot faster. It is going to require stone bricks, iron ore, and water. Not something we might want to do right away. But on the other hand, it might be. Not quite ready for trains yet, so we don't need to research engines. We don't need oil processing or anything like that for now. I think concrete will be fine. Alright. So we have the smelters, or the stone furnaces, right? They start over at this distance. Right, so we're going to have an inserter, a belt, and we're going to have an inserter, belt, 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 like so. We would have to have another one right there, and like so. This will be fine. Alright, so I'm going to continue setting this up. You don't really need to see it, so I'll be back in just a second. Alright, so it's done. We set up our little system. I put down a bunch of these mining drills, and I also got some coal coming from down here. And we only had 2 here initially, so I expanded on that quite a bit as well, just to make sure that we have enough coal for all of our smelteries, because that one, or these 2, simply weren't going to cut, providing all of this stuff with that, you know, with what we need. So now that we're getting bricks, we can start doing things with them, like we can start making walls. And I think that is something that we're going to want to do pretty soon. We're also going to want to use it for different things, like the concrete, and later on it's also usable for, what's it called, the nuclear reactor stuff. I think we're going to need it for that as well. So quite a few uses. Like I see, stone bricks, iron ore, and 100 water. We can use that to build concrete. So I don't think I'm going to be using stone bricks to put down paths for now. I think we're going to go straight for concrete. I think that will be perfectly fine. However, we do need a place to go for walls. And I think, I'm not entirely sure. Let's have a look. Well, we have a bit of space over here that we could use for walls. I don't want to go through the forest because that's way too much work. Our smeltery should continue going up north. So yeah, around here will be fine, I suppose. We could of course clear some of these trees as well. Later on, once we have grenades, I can start blowing them up a little bit, because that is way easier and much faster. However, we shouldn't forget that we also need wood for the small electric poles. So yeah, we need to be a little bit selective in what we basically destroy outright and what we're going to use for poles and things like that. And it looks like I broke my pickaxes again. So let's craft 2 more of those. Let's see. We should also go for more transport belts, because we have 69 left, and that is not a lot. So yeah, looks like transport belts are still backed up on the transport belt quite nicely. So there's no real need to hurry up and get more of those production facilities going. We only have the 3, and these belts are still completely saturated. But as you can see, it was filled up until here, until I grabbed it off the belt, so this is going to be fine. Right, so we're going to need assembly machine 1. We still have 2 of those, and I think 2 is going to be absolutely fine for now. We can also use wooden chests. We could have used wooden chests earlier as well, except that I didn't have the wood that was required to do that. So yeah, let's see. I think we're just going to pull this straight like this, and then we're going to have 2 simple little assemblers to make that sort of stuff for us, so that we can have a little bit of a stockpile. And then of course we're going to have the inserters. Let's see. And I think we're going to want to, you know what, let's limit it to about half. I think that's about half, I'm not entirely sure. No, it's not half, but it's close enough. No, I don't really care. Right, and let's see, we can continue pulling out the electrical wire like so. Right, place down a little light, that way we will have walls. Now, another thing that we're going to need, of course, is turrets at some point. I mean, oh, we see our first biters. Right, and let's have a look at pollution. Alright, so pollution is soaked up by the forest over here, and then we have another belt of forests in the middle as well. So these biters are not going to be a problem anytime soon. However, this is slightly more concerning. So we should probably get 2 radars or something like that, and then we will head up north a little bit. And I think we're going to start dragging this out from over here. Basically, I'm just going to go north for a little bit so we can place down 2 radars, and then we have a little bit of a clearer picture of what we can expect from this direction. Right, I think this is going to be fine like so. And another little light just because we can, and it is it's nice when it's night and we have to walk out here in the near future. Maybe not the near future, but I don't know. Alright, so we have forest as well, but we also have this this stuff. So I think we're going to need another 2 radars, and we're going to do the same thing to the south, except I'm going to do that right now, and you don't have to watch me do it, because that's not interesting. So I'll be right back. Alright, so that's done. I placed down the radars right down there, which should reveal quite a bit of the area over here and give us a better picture of where we can expect alien activity. Again, we found our first bases, but I'm not too concerned about them quite yet. And also it seems we have quite a bit of oil up here. Like, we only have 4 patches down here, which is okay. We also have a lot of oil down here. So we could still do our oil down here, and then have more oil coming from up here, drag down a train path, something like that, and then end up here. But we'll see how things progress from here, so not too worried yet. Looks like we also have pollution coming over to this side. Oh, I see the first alien contact on the... There we go. I saw a little red dot coming from over here. I guess it just ran into radar range. Alright, so that means that we're going to have to automate gun turrets as well at some point. For now I can craft one by hand. Well, let's see, we need 10 iron gear wheels, we need 20 iron plates, and we need 10 copper plates. So I think we're going to get some iron gear wheels from here, we're going to get copper from there. Actually, we could split these off right here. And then maybe make something over here for that. I think that will be fine. Or actually let's see, we still have splitters, right? Yeah. Right, so we're going to have some stuff coming from over here. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to split it off in this direction, simply because it is easier for what we need to do here. And what we need to do is we need to divide these up. Like so. And then what we're going to need is, let's have another look. Iron plates. We're going to need 20 of those. So we have iron plates over here. We could make use of this belt as well. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Actually, we could probably get rid of these things altogether because they don't really serve a purpose anymore. Which means that this little contraption, this weird little knot, is going to be, well, let's put it like this. Yeah. Alright, now we're going to have to go up and under. Like so. Alright. Then we're going to need these things. Alright. Let's see, we're going to have to go back one space. And we'll do it like so. Because this belt is going to go down like this. Alright, now we're going to need fast inserters. Like so. And then we're going to need 4 long-handed inserters, because we need a lot of iron plates in this, and a single long-handed inserter is not going to be quite fast enough. So I am going to put 2 on each side like this, and I think, well, this is going to be a little bit weird, but at least that way we have the stuff that we need. And this can stay nice and actually that's a waste of resources, isn't it? Yeah. We're not going to do it like that. We're just simply going to go up and down a little bit. Yeah, we're going to do it like this, essentially. Alright, another 2 inserters. We will have this stuff. We will get some wooden boxes. And this stuff will be set to be making turrets for us. And the boxes, well, we're going to limit them to a single stack each once more. Because they will make about, I'm not sure actually, I think the stack size is 50. So that way it would mean we have 100 turrets. I think that is absolutely fine. And as you can see, let's see, we needed 20 of these, 10 of these each. So even this this inserter it's quite fast, but it still takes some time to fill up. So I think this is going to be quite okay like this. Right, and I think we should, well, we already have a light over here. Never mind. That is another thing that we could automate, because I always like putting lights everywhere. So electronic circuits, iron sticks and iron plates. We already have that stuff over here. All we really need is to have some sticks being made. We could do that down here. I think that's the last thing that we're going to do in this episode. Let's see how this works out. It's going to look slightly weird, but I think this will be just fine. We needed this. Let's get another splitter. An underground belt. We're going to get a splitter right here. Alright, like so. Alright. Oh. Alright, so another blue inserter, or assembler, I suppose. Actually, we probably need that one. We're going to need long-handed inserters. Going to grab one from the sides like so, one down the middle like so, this stuff right here, another 2 wooden boxes. This should be set to be making iron sticks. And then of course we are going to need power. The same is going to be true over here. Alright, you're going to be making lights. Putting them in boxes, and these boxes are going to be limited to 50 each as well. Alright, so this is not really something that we can expand on a whole lot, but we're not going to need to either, because this stuff we're never going to require it in such huge amounts that we need to start dragging this stuff out all over the place like we would need to do with the green science, the red science, and most of these other products like you know, the assembling or the green computer chips and stuff like that. So having just a few things over here in a closed circuit, that's going to be absolutely fine, I think. Right, and let's see, 1 iron plate. Can we look at the recipe for this? 1 iron plate is going to make 2 sticks in half a second. Alright, so output is not quite fast enough. It could be a little bit faster. So maybe we should put a fast inserter on here. Yeah, it's a little better, isn't it? Alright, sweet. And I guess we could be even better about this and put in a splitter so that we utilize both sides from this point forward. Let's put a light, because I like having lights. There we go. So that's go. Oh, actually, we've got all about research, didn't we? Yeah, gun turret damage 2. Right. Now we should also have some turrets ready made. There we go, 46 turrets. Awesome. And then we could also grab some walls, which we have started producing as well. Also, we still have some wood that we can get rid of. So let's put that in here. And this really should be automated as well, I think. Or later on, we can start putting in some copper plates when we really need it, but for now, I mean, we could put a splitter in here and have long-handed inserters, put them in boxes. Let's have a look how that works out. Right, so that looks fine. You can have a splitter in here. Right, and right, so we're going to have to go up a little bit. Like so. Alright, so that is going to keep these things supplied. Let's limit the boxes then to 2 slots each, so that there's not too much of an output, or that we don't take too much, I suppose. And again, this is something that we could grab as well. We don't really need it. Right, we should also get rid of all of our iron ore in just a second. Let's see, let's grab the walls. We have 289 walls, and that is going to be fine for now. We can block off. Oh, I see red little dots coming from up north. We are just in time with automating this stuff. There they are. Oh boy. Alright, so we're going to need some armor pretty soon. I think steel plates, let's take some light armor for now, because it's only 40 iron plates. We can afford that. So they're coming up from over the left, right? Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do some defenses, or I'm going to do some defenses in my free time, because that's not terribly interesting to watch, I think. But this is the end of this episode, so please leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this content and wish to see more. And I'll see you guys for whatever video I do next.